What's up everybody, this is Kincade and welcome to episode 3 of the 2003 Suzuki RM125 build. Currently, Greg Hitchko has the engine cases for vapor blasting and Powder Coating of Montana has the chassis. So to start out today's episode, I am going to install this brand new DeCal Works custom seat cover onto the original seat. Installing a seat cover is a fairly easy task that requires minimal tools. This is a cheap Harbor Freight air stapler that works great. You'll want a flat blade screwdriver, a set of pliers, and a set of needle nose. The mailman just came by with a lovely surprise. Here we have a set of steel sprockets from Dirt Tricks. Not only do these sprockets look amazingly good, but they are incredibly durable. A lot of people choose to run aluminum sprockets for the weight, but Dirt Tricks solves that problem. This sprocket has some unbelievable machining that makes it incredibly strong while maintaining an incredibly light weight. They even offer custom laser engraving on their sprockets. I got my initials on this one. Also, the products are made in the USA and backed by a 1-year warranty, so you really can't beat that. Today is Saturday, January 8th. I wish I was out snowboarding, but I got hit with a little bit of a double whammy. I tweaked my knee pretty good in a hockey game last week. It's already starting to feel better, but it's been bad enough that I haven't been able to get up to the ski hill. And I also found out the next day that I did in fact catch COVID over New Year's. So I've been doing a little bit of a quarantine. That of course leaves plenty of time to work on the bike. So what I am going to do today is get these wheels torn apart. Excel will be supporting this build, providing discounts for new rims and spokes. Along with that, Shinko will be sending over some fresh tires and Sedona will be sending some fresh tubes. So with that said, I really don't feel like doing 2 tire removals just to save 2 rim locks. So I'm not even gonna bother with removing the tires and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut all of the old spokes to get the hubs out. As of now, the plan for the wheels is gold rims and blue hubs. The quickest way I know how to disassemble a wheel that you are not saving the spokes for is with a big pair of bolt cutters from Harbor Freight. You can get 2 spokes at a time. And there you have it. How to get to your hub in about 1 minute. Here we have the hubs stripped all the way down. You guys know the next step at this point. Got the hubs all cleaned up and ready for paint thanks to Pryme MX cleaning wheels and Super Clean Degreaser. Now for the paint, I'm going to use VHT engine enamel. I'm aware that these are not engine cases, but this stuff will be super effective for this purpose. Essentially, you just spray it on and then bake the hubs at 200 degrees for 1 hour to make the paint cure. And at that point, it's practically like powder coating. This stuff is super durable and should not have any issues with chipping or longevity. Now check out this paint booth setup. It's not particularly pretty, but it will get the job done. This is just a closed display rack that I got from the place I used to work. I figured it would make a really good paint rack because it's on wheels and I'll be able to rotate it. This makes it so that instead of going around the thing I'm painting, I can just spin this rack, which allows me to just mask off this corner of the garage instead of having to so intricately lay out tarps, cardboard, etc. So let's get painting. Those things came out pretty nice. To be honest, I was hoping these would come out to just a little bit lighter shade of blue, more like the graphics. As you can see here when we compare them, the hubs are a little bit darker. But overall, I think they look really good. I think they're gonna pop really nicely on the bike and contrast really well with the yellow and black. Well, that is as far as I can make it on progress on the wheels for now. I am waiting on wheel bearings from Pro X and rims and spokes from XL. Tuesday, January 11th, just got back from hot tubbing at a friend's house, enjoying this Montana winter, and came back to a great surprise on my doorstep. We got the package back from Greg Hitchko. Let's take a look at these engine cases. Oh my gosh. With my KX250 build, I thought, man, how am I gonna beat this? I did everything I could on that build to make that bike as nice as possible. And with this bike, we're taking it just one step further. Greg did an unbelievable job on these. The crazy thing with vapor blasting is they don't look good as new. They literally look better than new. Greg, you are the man. I cannot wait to get this engine built. Guys, again, if you've not heard of Greg Hitchko, you need to check him out. He does some amazing dirt bike builds, how-tos, super personable guy, very fun to watch his videos. Again, he offers his vapor blasting services for $60 an hour, and he's told me a case takes around 3 hours, so you can have your engine looking like this in the ballpark of $200. Of course, you're gonna reach out to Greg directly to get a quote for your project. But if you're looking for affordable, quality vapor blasting services, I would highly recommend contacting Greg. He's a great guy. So I just got back from a week-long snowboarding trip in Canada, which was absolutely awesome. And now it's time to get back to work on the RM. I just picked up these parts from the powder coater. They sandblasted them, and I took them back so that I can grind the casting marks off of the triple clamps and just smooth out a couple imperfections in the swing arm. Overall, these parts look super clean, sandblasted, and I'm excited to see them coated. Now, Milers is also going to be supporting this build. I was going to get some brand new radiators because these are pretty beat up. This one's got quite a bend to it, a lot of messed up fins. This one even has some JB Weld on the bottom. So instead of replacing these, Milers is going to repair and reinforce these OEM radiators so that they're good to go. MX Tech is also going to be supporting this build, so I'm going to get these forks boxed up and sent out to them. They're going to swap out the cartridges in here for something a little bit more modern so that this bike performs more like a modern machine. So I've got the forks and radiators boxed up and ready to go, and I'm about to package up the crankshaft along with a brand new Pro X connecting rod. This crank is totally beat. The bearing is completely worn out and filled with metal shavings. It barely spins. It has a ton of free play. So instead of replacing the entire crankshaft, I'm going to send this off to Millennium Technologies, who offers crank rebuild and balancing services. They will be installing this brand new Pro X connecting rod. And just to take a quick look, the connecting rod includes a new wrist pin bearing as well as a new rod bearing and pin. The post office and the powder coating shop are pretty close to one another. So to save myself a trip, I'm going to get these all smoothed out right now. These parts are all set to go back to the powder coater. Got this imperfection buffed out. All of the casting lines on the lower triple clamp have been removed, and the minor imperfections on the swing arm have been touched up. I also smoothed out these welds so that the seam isn't going to be as apparent. Overall, it's all looking really good and ready to get coated. To get this job done, I used a Pryme MX flap wheel for the casting marks, and I used a rough cleaning wheel to get the small imperfections out of the swing arm and upper clamp. If you guys need some Pryme MX cleaning wheels for your project, I will put my referral code on screen and in the description. I think that is going to conclude episode 3 of the 2003 Suzuki RM125 build. I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously at this point, I'm still kind of waiting on a lot of parts and have sent a lot of things out. But things are slowly starting to piece together, and I should be able to start the engine build pretty soon here. I'm really excited to see this bike start coming along, and I hope you guys are as well. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.